You know what time it is. It's rapid reactions, a whole lot of topics, a little bit of time. Jay, the floor is yours.
All right. The city of Jacksonville will host the week one matchup between the Packers and Saints in the aftermath of Hurricane Ida. Do you think the change in location will have any impact on the outcome of the game?
Absolutely. You going from the dome to outside. The dome, you protected with the weather. You got the nice turf in the dome. You will not have some of those things when you're outside. And then it don't help that you're playing the Green Bay Packers that do play outside. So for the Packers, Jacksonville going to be like a vacation. For the Saints, it might be a little rough. So yes, it would definitely have an impact on the outcome. Vikings tight end Irv Smith Jr. will likely miss the entire season after having surgery this morning to repair a torn meniscus. Big deal, little deal, or no deal?
I think it's a big deal. This team just Kyle Rudolph no longer on the team. Obviously, they expect Irv Smith to come in and step into the starter's role. I think he was poised to have a breakout year. And we know that old Kirk Cousins up there need all the help he can get. So I think a loss like this, it's going to turn out to be a big deal. The Atlanta Hawks and Clint Capella have agreed to a 2-year extension worth $46 million, which will keep him in Atlanta through 2025. That too much, too little, or just right?
I really feel like it's too much. But in today's landscape, $46 million ain't really. Teams just like, whatever. 2 years, Clint Capella. I would say this. He definitely came in there and made that team, made them better, made them a contender. So, you know what? I say just right for this. But it's Clint Capella. I'm like, all right. The Seattle Mariners have agreed to a multi-year extension with GM Jared DePicto and manager Scott Severus. Does that news surprise you?
It does somewhat. I mean, both these guys came on board back in 2015. They haven't been terrible, but they haven't been all that good either. I think they're sitting around the 500 mark. They have had a surprising year this year. A lot of young players, but they're in the thick of the wild card race right now. So maybe that since it seems like they've exceeded expectations to such a degree that the Seattle ownership felt like it was time to extend them. So that's what I'm guessing. But yes, it did somewhat surprise me. After 3 seasons and a 26-10 record thus far, Texas A&M is rewarding football coach Jimbo Fisher with an extension, which will keep him in College Station until 2030. Considering he originally signed a 10-year deal, do you think this extension was necessary?
I don't think the extension was necessary, but I'm going to tell you this. If you don't think college football is different down south, go look at this. This man made it to year 3 of a 10-year contract. We was talking about with Jimbo Fisher, like that's crazy that they signed him to a 10-year contract. And they said, hold my bill. Not only will we do that, we going to give him an extension 3 years in. Even though he hasn't made a playoff, he hasn't beat Alabama, he hasn't really even contended for the SEC championship. But hey, that's college football down south. If you just do enough, we gonna hook you up. We gonna hook you up. That's crazy. Florida State will honor the late great football coach Bobby Bowden this season with on-field logos and his signature on the back of the team helmets. All appropriate gestures. Wouldn't you agree, Jay?
I do agree, but I would add to it, though. I know it's Bobby Bowden Field right now, but I would make the whole place Bobby Bowden Stadium. No disrespect to Doak Walker, but make it Bobby Bowden Stadium and put a statue out there. I know statues ain't that popular these days, but put one out there, the man. He deserves it. Kevin Love's agent says the 5-time All-Star has no interest in negotiating a buyout with the Cleveland Cavaliers, which would allow him to sign with another team. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I would have thought if you would ask me this question, I would have thought Kevin Love would agree to a buyout just because it's like, why not? But hey, if he say no, I want to be traded straight up, maybe he still believes in his talent. I'm a little perplexed, but okay, Kevin Love, bet on yourself, bro. The Toronto Blue Jays have cut ties with lefty reliever Brad Hand after acquiring the veteran at the trading deadline. I guess this means he wasn't very good in Toronto, right?
He was not. Had an 0-2 record, the ERA above 7, so definitely not what they bargained for. And unfortunately, sometimes this happens at the trade deadline. You go in hard, and sometimes it don't work. I guess the Mets are learning that as well, as we talked about. Dolphins coach Brian Flores continues to be adamant in his statements that Tua Tagovailoa is his starting quarterback. You believe him?
I believe him just like I believe Bill Belichick when he said COVID didn't have nothing to do with Cam Newton being released. Here's the deal. Brian Flores is from the Bill Belichick coaching tree. So he's well versed in the whole, listen, I'm taking this to the grave until it ain't time to take it no more. So, no, I don't believe him because I think the minute Deshaun Watson is available, he will be the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. And by the way, I said this back in the day, and it looks like it's about to come in fruition whenever he gets released from whenever he be able to move teams. Last one, the Los Angeles Lakers point guard Rajon Rondo doesn't think the team advanced age will hurt their quest for another championship. He believes their wisdom will be the key to success. What do you think, Jay?
I don't know. I think that's kind of a stretch. I will say I think if the NBA comes out, they want to come out with a big overarching mentorship program, they'll probably tap half the Lakers because that's how old they are. But I will say wisdom is definitely a key part of this show. That's what you should know. And that concludes tonight's Drink of Wisdom. As always, like, listen, share, subscribe. We appreciate it all. I'm Jay Wise.
And I'm Nathan Drinker. And remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we gonna do? We gonna holler at you until next time. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a Drink of Wisdom.